It's 8 a.m. Sunday morning. It's gonna be hot. It already feels hot. Welcome to this week in I don't know what I'm doing. We're gonna try some do-it-yourself sofa upholstery. So for better or for worse, I'm doing one piece, a one-piece cushion. Nothing all that fancy. Just gonna wrap it in vinyl here. But one tricky spot I'm at here is, so I'm at the end here, but I'm not here. I've got just a little bit extra. So what I'm thinking about doing is cutting a little bit off of one piece. I have 3 pieces of these. This is 4 inches thick. It's what the upholstery shop, Rockford Supply in Minneapolis, recommended, or Brooklyn Park area. Definitely recommend them. Nothing but high marks for them. So I'm thinking about adding a little bit to this to always make sure that I have extra, so I'm not up against the edge here, because I think when you wrap it with foam, it tends to, or you wrap the foam with vinyl, it tends to squish in a little bit. So you want to give it some. That makes it look nice and full rather than wrinkly and whatever. Although that's a look. That's not the look I'm necessarily going for. So I think I have the extra, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to try and attach it. All right. Wish me luck.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Well, I'm not going to win any awards. I used just a bread knife. That's what I'd heard. Years ago, I worked in a recording studio. Well, you could call it that, but we were installing the soundproofing foam, and we used a electric turkey carver, which worked really well. I don't have one. I only need to make a couple of cuts, so that didn't work too well. I did. My cut wandered a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. It'll be on the bottom, on the side. No one's going to see any of this anyway. I used good old 3M 90 strength to adhere this. It's working really well. Being that I'm from Minnesota, remember it's 3M is, I think it's Mining Manufacturing Minnesota, maybe? I think that's what this was. One of the companies we're very proud of here. What is it, other than, the Scotties, what do they got? Cheese and good fireworks. That's what they have. Cheese and good fireworks. All right, let's get some vinyl on here and see if it doesn't look like butt. Have the basically cut out. Just cut it out with the X-Acto knife or utility knife here. I think my next step is what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over and start stapling the front edge, and then that's how I'll know how much I have to trim off on the back edge, and then I'll do the other one, and then basically I'm planning on just kind of wrapping this like a present. I'm not going to do any fancy stitching or anything. Maybe we'll someday do something different. I mean, all said and done, this was like $100 for this roll. So, $100 for the material, that's not bad, even if it's just a first go at it. Considering the RV furniture I was looking at originally would have been about $5,000, so I think this is fine to test and screw up on a couple times. Oh, one other quick tip here on this blade. If you want to keep it sharp, I have a sharpening stone here that I've been using for my chisels and things. But I also realized, drop that, just take a wood block or something, and this is some 1000, I think it's 1000, it's not loud, it's 1000. 1000 grit sandpaper, and anytime, I don't know if I can get this to focus on here. I can't. It's not going to do it. But when you look at it, sometimes you'll see a flat spot on there. just run it over here a couple times, just back and forth, almost like you're stropping it, and it'll bring this blade back to sharpness. Otherwise, I have a whole box of them here, but I'd literally be going through about one every time I do a cut there, because it gets just a little bit dull. You can tell it right away. When this thing starts to get dull, it does not cut well at all. So that's just my tip. All right, here's the back side of my main couch cushion. I should probably pull these other staples up, but we'll, maybe we'll add a little cushion. So I'm gonna be honest with you, level with you guys. I've not flipped this over in its entirety yet. I've peeked a little bit, but I figured let's turn this over and we'll all look at it together. But before we do that, I want to show you how I did this. I'm not doing any stitching. Basically, I wrapped this like a present. And my wife will tell anybody I'm not the best at wrapping presents. Maybe you can tell. But you're not going to see much of this on the end because we have the armrests. Really, all you're going to see is the front. And that's what this is here. That's nice and smooth. And then here's the other side. So just folded the corners in and then pulled that whole flat bit up and just stapled it in. I could probably trim off some more, but I'm gonna at least put it in there and see what I think of it. But let's tip this over. I'll go on the other side here so we got the sun at the right angle. And boom. Got some sawdust and crap on it, but a little wrinkle here. That's probably to be expected, but I don't think that's that bad. Let's go throw it in the bus and see what it's like. All right, here it is installed. Just basically, by installed, I mean I just set it on there, but I don't think it looks half bad. I think next I'll do the back one. Maybe get the arms on there and maybe take a nap. Hardly. All right, we'll check back in. Thumbs up for trying new stuff. Yeah. Here's a quick update. I'm getting ready to do the this backer board here. And the interesting thing about this one is there's going to be a gap there. This is where basically the other seat cushion is, taking up that space. So this one needs to be about a foot. So that is how that fills that out. And the interesting thing as well, I tried cutting this a different way because it was such a long cut. So I just used my utility knife and I sharpened it probably 2 or 3 times. You can kind of see every cut I did. It only took about 5-6 times down it, and then I just used my drywall square to mark the line. Worked real good. Now onto this one. All right, this is the second time I'm trying to record this. So I put a little spray adhesive on this backer board here, and then I have my 24 inches long, 8 inches wide piece of foam, and then I put all the excess on the outer edges. So this is the end, so it's nice and squishy, so you really never feel that backer board there. And then same with this. This will be on top, and then all this stuff will be on the bottom. You'll never see it or know it's there. And then this is a piece of scrap left over from the first, from doing all the cushions. Always keep all your scrap. This is a little bigger piece of scrap than I was using before, so it's going to be a little different. I'm going to try and just square it up here a little bit, just for my own sake. This is not cutting. So this is a little sharpening block I made, just some 100 or 1,000 or 200,000 or 1,000 or 2,000 grit sandpaper, and this wasn't cutting very well there, so just go over like this a couple times. Have this piece on the edge that works real good for this, and go back the other way. I'm flexing the blade down. Looks good and shiny. Let's try that cut again here. Seems better. Alright, whatever. So what I've been doing lately is trim this up here a little bit too. I'm keeping all this scrap because there's a couple of spots inside where I know I'm going to need to cover up some exposed framing as much as I tried. So yeah, I cut that open. That out. What I've been doing is using this back edge. This is going to be the back this is way down inside the sofa. I've been starting here, just stapling a couple, and coming back around, and just putting a little bit of tension on this. You end up developing some feel for it, so then you can see it's already, actually that doesn't have nearly as much tension as it should. So we'll take them out. It's not a big deal. Nobody ever sees that. That's the thing with this foam is you don't really. The foam grabs onto the vinyl, so you think you're putting tension on it, but really it hasn't made it all the way around. Okay, so that's what I want. I want it to look a little bit rounded. So that's perfect. So I'm actually going to put my staples here and then cut all this extra stuff away. Then I like to work on this piece. This is the one that most people are going to see. So I like that one to look. So just I'm doing this one a little bit backwards. This is the one that's different. This is the last one I'm doing. I'm showing you guys hopefully the best one. I'm gonna cut this away. There's probably people watching this who actually know what they're doing, and they're saying, "Sean, you idiot." And I would say, "You're right." But sometimes an idiot has to do what an idiot has to do. I'm gonna make more sense of this way. It's kind of what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a fold that ends up being, let's see, how does that, yeah, this is roughly how I've kind of done it before, where you got to put some tension on it here. This, I sometimes wonder if maybe this board should have been a little bit bigger or longer, but I wanted this to stay nice and squishy. I might have to use some of this adhesive here and put it in between here and stick it down, but I'll do that once it's installed. You know what? First, we gotta do this. Then put this under a little bit of tension. It's one of those things where once I start doing it, and I know if not doing it right, I'm doing it similar to how I've done it before. It's like, okay, yeah, this feels right. I'm out. I think this is the third or fourth day in a row having temperatures in the 90s here in Minnesota. Not even June. Now there's just way too much stuff here. But so yeah, what I'm looking to do, so again, this part is going to be at the bottom. This is, if someone's going to see anything, it's going to be this up here. So if so you see the fold will get there, but if I can kind of change where I want the fold to end up being. If I play around with it enough, I could kind of where I want it. I want the fold to pretty much meet the corner of this right here. At least that's what I've been doing. Maybe I should have sorted this out sooner, but I found I can kind of tuck it in there and kind of get it just the way I want it. Basically, I just need to go. I should have made that tighter. I'm going to cut some of this off here. That looks there. That looks like butt. I kind of push this in there. Again, I could secure this with some of that 3M adhesive tape, or spray rather. But this is kind of going to be at the bottom anyway. And eventually, I think we're going to have these professionally done, all stitched and all that, and maybe, you know, toss it all out. I don't know. This is just kind of step one. My philosophy on building all this stuff has been do it once, screw up a little, and make it better. And this back side, I don't even really care all that much about. It to be a lot easier. So this is all going to be, this is back pointing at the back of the sofa. No one will ever see this, so I can kind of stuff all this stuff in there. I swear this is the worst looking one I've done. I probably should have trimmed some of this away. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. There you go. Let's go install this last one. So here's how some of the other ones look. There's the other one there. Here's ours here. This is the spot that it's going to go into. So I got my piece of Velcro here. I did notice I probably need to move my chair up a little bit. But let's see if this works. All right, there we go. It's in there. So you can see that. You can see it's popping out just a little bit, and it probably will continue to until I get fed up with that enough where I just use some adhesive on it. So let's take a look back at all of our progress here. So here's the one sofa. This is another one with half a dinette. That's the other side of the dinette. I have realized that I need to do a trim piece on top, but I wasn't quite sure how much room I'd have to work with here. Remember, I'm gonna have an oak, basically replacing the safety emergency exit thing. You know, if you're familiar with MCI buses, they flip up and the window then releases. I want to rebuild that with oak and kind of make it look decorative. These need to be attached again. I mean, this is all basically for position only. But I'm liking what's going on. Got the air running today. It's so hot. It feels nice in here though. Take a look here. I'm doing something a little bit interesting where I'm using a little bit of shore power. Yes, right now I could probably run most of my air conditioner off of solar, but I'm still charging my batteries a little bit, and my refrigerator's running because I had a little problem with that last night. We won't talk about that right now. So what's actually happening here is I limited my inverter to, I think it's like 10 amps. So it's pulling that in. And then the inverter is assisting with the rest from battery power, which most of that, must just had a little bit of cloud there. Most of that is coming in from solar. You can see as the solar comes up and down. Really, I need to get a second solar controller. I'm about at my max for what my current charge controller can do. If you look here, yeah, I'm at 45 amps. It's 50 amps max, but I have almost 2,000 watts of solar on there, so I'm not able to use it all. And right now I've got full sun. I really think I could do more, but I just don't have the charge controller for it. So if I did, I'd probably be making closer to that 1,800 watts of solar, not 1,300 or so, and be able to really charge the battery, really run everything, and not even need the shore power right now. But I've been having the air conditioner running for a while now, and with the windows and everything, it's what? It's 89. It's gone up. It was 87 earlier. At one point it was well into the 90s. It's cooled it down some, but between the windows there, I've got a window open here. These blinds help quite a bit. But the other thing is, this framing is exposed right now, and this is hot. This is probably 120 degrees or so. So these are little heaters. So when I get the cabinets back up, I'm actually hoping to do that today. That will help quite a bit as well. Just the more barriers and layers you can put between things. It feels nice just to lay down. Is my head on the thing? I think so. So that's all I've got for this episode. Wife and kids are coming back. I was hoping to have more done, but as much as I could do. I think I'm gonna clean some stuff up, maybe put some cabinets back up or wherever they go. You can comment about how I'm doing everything wrong or not, or just say anything. It's nice getting comments from people. All right, bye.